Yeah.
Good evening. Hey, hello, sports world. Welcome to another installment of the Aftermath Sports Show. Hey, hello, sports world. Got a little feedback. Welcome to another feedback from your phone. Yeah. And we sitting up here. We are getting started. I got one of my co-hosts, who we all know, who like to talk all the noise in the world, decided not to show up today, conveniently, talking about he's been busy all day. But it's funny, he don't show up when the 49ers lose. And not only that they lost, the way they lost to Geno Smith on a scramble at the end of the game. But he don't want to face the music. Coach Terry is on his way, Mr. Fly Eagle Fly, boo. They done took control of the NFC East, but it's all good. Then we got Mr. C, who jumped in the portal after last year playoff debacle with the Cowboys. He with the Texans, so he can gloat a little bit today because the Texans beat the brakes off my Cowboys. I'm just convinced, C, that when teams are struggling, they get the Cowboys on their schedule and their eyes light up. We can get out of our slump playing the Cowboys. But it's all good. But before we get into sports, we have a few public service announcements. We know that the Thanksgiving holiday season is fastly approaching, and we have some important information we want to share with you. Mr. C is going to share some information he has for you that's going to be taking place here in the Waco and surrounding areas.
Well, we've been picking up stuff, canned goods. People have been bringing canned goods over at 1208 Rose Street. And big surprise, Sunset Farm has donated 400 pounds of chicken quarters.
Wow.
And we're ordering turkeys and all of those things for the annual food basket distribution, which will be on Tuesday. Okay. That's Tuesday, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Uh-huh. Monday at 5 o'clock, we're going to be assembling everything, putting everything together. And I'll be making another post concerning that. But meantime, let's get down to business while we're here.
Yes, sir.
We got Coach Fly Eagles Fly here. What's up?
How y'all doing today? Sorry, I'm a little tardy.
At least you here.
At least you're here.
We're here.
He's whining. He said, I totally forgot. We've been here every Tuesday for the last 5 weeks. Man. I totally forgot. Man, I've been so busy at work. It's so funny. It's so funny that you can't show up when your 49ers lose.
Yeah, we're going to talk to him about that too. We're going to talk to him about that.
Geno Smith.
Man. Got Geno looking like Michael Vick out there. Yeah.
Man, your Eagles had a big win on Thursday night against the Commanders, a.k.a. the Washington football team, a.k.a. the Deadskins, a.k.a. they are who we thought they were.
but man, you know what? I'm still not happy about it, man.
It wasn't clean enough for you?
No, we play 2.5 quarters of ball every game. We got to be able to start faster.
Yeah. Well, y'all got time to get that going. Y'all going to be all right. So again, last night we played against Mr. C team, the Houston Texans. I told him, I said, every team that struggles is just so happen their next game be the Cowboys. if we struggling, that's all right. We're gonna see the Cowboys pretty soon. So yeah, we just, it is what it is. When you're a bad team, you make bonehead decisions. It's just what it is, man. It's what it is, man. It's just bad. It was so bad that we if we wanted to open the roof, stuff started flying off the roof.
Then I heard Mike at the comment about the game was talking about, me and Seven got to be leaders. I'm like, okay, you can come out with some fire tonight.
Yeah,
no fire.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, I looked there when I saw that piece of metal fall down. I said, "Oh, the sky's falling! The sky's falling!"
They say Jerry was trying to kill Mike McCarthy.
Man, it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm convinced. Like they were saying on the radio today, they said the Cowboys gonna win 2 more games. I don't want them to win no more games. Honestly, 2 more games would put you in top 5 to 8. I want to be in 1, 2, 3, 4 type of category. That's what I want to be.
Okay, so let's say this. They're gonna win more games than the Giants. So if you're trying to go get Mr. Sanders,
the Giants gonna get him for us, or they may get Cam. They may get Cam Wood. I don't know. Honestly, it's a lot to do. Here's my thing: Cowboys, you got too much to try to move around to pick a quarterback. You invested $240 million in a quarterback. You got to make sure that it's a package that the other team won't, and that quarterback you paid $240 million for will waive his no trade clause.
That can't go nowhere, man.
Exactly. So my thing is, since you stuck with Dak, you need to put some pieces around Dak. Let's go on and get them. We already got a circus as it is with Jerry, and I'm a Dion fan. I'd rather see Dion with the Las Vegas Raiders than be with the Cowboys. I think we need to just press reset. I think we need to draft the running back. Quit tripping. Ashton Genty, he's a Dallas kid. Draft you a running back because you're going to have to put weapons around Prescott. And then you got to start try to find you a guard, find you a tackle. Because right now, brother.
Well, see, I'm thinking early in the draft, you go get that meat up front. It's not the sexy pick, but it's the pick that lasts.
We've done that, though. I think we need to address that with free agency. You go get the generational talent. That's what you do. Because last time we drafted a running back at number 4 overall, turned out to be Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott was that dude for about a 5-6 year run.
He was, but you know what he had in front of him?
Was that a line?
He had them boys in front.
So
it don't matter who you get now. If you ain't got them boys,
I've done the rookie lineman thing this year. I need some experienced vets. I got to open up the checkbook and go get some vets.
So you looking for a 1-year reset?
No, it ain't free agency. Free agency is not gonna be 1 year. It's look 3 to 4 years.
Okay, so that's why I say go get those linemen, let them develop.
Nah, we ain't got time, fam. We ain't got time to develop, man. You got to
think about it. Look at Detroit. Look what Detroit did.
Detroit went and got free agent linemen.
but they drafted 2 dogs in the first round.
Mm-hmm. But look how many first round picks they had, overall picks they had in the last 12 years. They could
I know, but they didn't bomb on all of them except
Shoot, we gotta. I'm thinking the best way. It don't matter what coach you get, you're gonna address those places of needs with free agency. Like what you need at DT, they're gonna address their free agency. What they need at offensive line, they're gonna address that free agency.
But what you don't want this to turn into is what the New York Jets are going through right now. You go out and you spend all that money, and you're doing this, and you still bad.
The Jets' problem is they listen to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but
they shouldn't have listened to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they fired the GM today.
Yeah, they fired him. They got the coach out the way.
But you kind of caught in between. Like, do we do like what we did? Say we're going all in and don't, or we go all in and then it just don't work out.
Hey man, I'm gonna do it like this. I read where the Eagles are only paying over the cap 50% of Lance's salary. Trey Lance getting $5 million. But they went and got all these players and playing a fraction of the cap.
But you know what they do? They drafted well. They drafted in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
They got Saquon, but their key pieces, they sign them before they hit the expiration date of the contract.
Yeah.
So they get them 2 years early where you can get them cheaper. You just extend them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it to Philly. They have smart management.
Absolutely.
They're great businessmen. They do what they do. And you know what? They revamped the defensive side of the ball. You know, they drafted those kids from Georgia. Mm-hmm. They finally paying off. But then this year they went in and got those two corners. You got two rookie corners right now playing big time minutes for them, man.
And I think the Cowboys got to be committed the next 3 years because you're gonna have to use one draft to fix one side of the ball. Then you're gonna have to use another draft to fix the other side.
What side you fixing?
Honestly, me personally, I'm fixing defense, man, because defense travels. It don't matter if we're in the cold, we outside. If I can defend, it travels, man.
I think one of the Cowboys' biggest issues since Bill Parcells left is Jerry or whoever picking the team. Uh-huh. You build a line of scrimmage. All those guys on all the sports shows are saying you can run on them and they can't block the run.
That's right. Yeah.
That's up the middle.
That's right.
So you go get all of these guys on the periphery and don't nobody have time to move the pile. And you can get the Cowboys all those drafts, but who the heck drafted Mozzie Smith?
Yeah.
You know, he's worse than Taco Charlton.
So to Mozzie's defense, Dan Quinn drafted him and made him lose weight because he wanted him to play a 3-tech. He come in at 315 as a 1-tech. So you try to change his position altogether, and now you want to put in weight. My thing is, we should let Mozzie go when Dan Quinn left because that's a Dan Quinn type of draft pick, you know. And another thing, my defensive tackles, they got to be big guys. I don't want them to be athletic guys. I want them to, when they say HUD, they gonna take 2 or 3 of them to hold one to open it up for my linebackers, man. And that's just the philosophy that Dan Quinn had, man. And I that's hurting us right now because number one, your defensive, your 1-tech and your 3-techs, they should be run stoppers. Their automatic job is not to get out the quarterback, but to stop the run. I got ends and linebackers to get after the quarterback. Yep. And that's just schematically, it's been horrible. So you gotta flush the toilet. Yeah. Now I was talking to a guy. They say, well, Cowboys ain't gonna ever change Michael Parsons off edge. I said, well, we should have went and got Rex Ryan, who runs a 3-4 defense. If you get Bill Belichick runs a 3-4 defense. So that outside linebacker is almost like an edge. You see what I'm saying? Yep. And then you still got the same pieces out there. I'm looking forward to the fact that DeMarcus Lawrence is coming off the books. Zach Martin is coming off the books. I think they showed it's like 8 players that's coming off the books. So now, okay, let's evaluate. You got 2 good defensive linemen that haven't played that's hurt. Sam Williams is going to be a good one, and Marshawn Needland. So now I got to work on that interior line. So I got to work on my interior line on my offensive line and the interior line on my defensive line. So if I was the one putting it together, I'm going to focus on defense first. Because at the end of the day, if I can stop the run and tackle, I'm good. I can piece the offense together because what they have, it's not like they don't have any pieces.
They can get 20.
Yeah, if you give me 17-20, I'm good.
But see, when I look at the defense, okay, you got Parsons. Openshine look good.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
Leah Fowl, 35.
35 is going to be all right. You got they can find defensive backs. Cowboys get the defensive backs, but at the end of the day, it's that front 4 that they don't know who to pick. Yeah. They keep getting these busters. Yeah. Every year, okay, from the Diggy Zua to Mozzie Smith, to the rest of them guys, they can't play.
Yeah.
So my only deal is who's picking those people? And you gonna trust them to go pick the next generation?
So, so I look at it like this. Like Bill Parcells says, you know, if I'm gonna cook the meal, let me shop for the groceries.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think that they having an issue where the players they pick according to the scheme that they run. I don't think they fit that scheme.
Right. I think too, if I know I need linemen and defensive linemen, I'm going to the SEC only. I'm going to Georgia, Alabama. I'm going to them schools like that.
Hey,
right
I'm going
now,
to Big Ten too, because
Hey.
I will be putting out some monsters.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. I tell you a sleeper school they got some D linemen and some linebackers that's gonna shock the league. Colorado.
I'm going to Texas first, man. Texas,
but Texas SEC. That's what it's SEC.
Yeah.
It's SEC.
Yeah.
But man, I'm looking at those I'm looking at those regions. You know, I'm not gonna go to California to get me a defensive lineman or an officer. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go right there to the Southeastern Conference where they are.
Where they play outdoors.
Yeah, they play
They
outdoors.
play in the Big Ten when it's cold
outside.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
but, the thing, the disappointment to me is not so much the Cowboys lost. I'm not celebrating because the Texans beat the Cowboys. I told you that this was going to be a bad year for them.
Yeah.
They purging the books.
Yeah.
So they didn't bring back people. Doris Armstrong could have helped them.
Yeah.
There's people that could have helped them. Biotish could have helped them.
Dante Fowler. That's what the guy I couldn't remember.
Dante Fowler? Yeah.
Fowler.
They let them guys, so they purged their books. But by the same token, you just have to have somebody that can get the players.
That's right.
Now look at the Eagles. The Eagles got a good mixture.
Yeah.
They know when to let those guys go. They can say what they want about Sirianni, but you're gonna end up losing to Detroit in the championship.
Yeah, that's gonna be a who.
And then you can't fire him because he went to the NFC Championship.
That's right.
Like, you know, I just, I'm more today. I'm leaning more towards Belichick, because Belichick knows defense. You know, he at least has a defensive identity. All them years when New England was bad, they still played defense. You know what I'm saying?
But also, this is what you had in New England.
Yeah.
You had 12 buy in to what Belichick was selling.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Dallas ain't got no 12. There's not many 12s in the league anymore that's going to do that.
No.
And those guys took pay cuts to stay.
Absolutely.
God's not doing that now.
Absolutely.
And if you look at Brady, he won Super Bowls with people that wasn't Pro Bowl wide receivers.
Right.
What's the name? Edelman was a quarterback in college.
Yeah.
You know, he got all those people.
Wes Welker.
And all of those. But the thing about Belichick, when you think about it, ever since Brady left, they let him pick all the players. He haven't drafted a Pro Bowler.
Right.
He haven't drafted a Pro Bowler. He haven't done anything. I think rather than look at him, number one is if they get rid of Sirianni, he might go to the Eagles, somewhere already set. He has to go like Phil Jackson, somebody that's ready to win now.
I got you.
Because he's proven he can't build a team.
I got you.
And as far as Dion, I agree with what everybody else says. Dion is going to be the dominant. He's going to be the face of your franchise.
Right. That ain't happening in Dallas.
That ain't happening in Dallas.
No.
Jerry Jones, dude, he ain't going to let that happen.
So they were saying, I know Michael Irvin had like a little reel that Michael Irvin said, if Dallas draft Shador, Dion's prime is coming. He said, I got trusted sources that says that. Yeah, I can see that. I can see him coming with Shador because he don't want him to get overtaken by the Joneses. But I see Shador going to the Raiders because who is a minority owner with the Raiders? Brady,
yeah.
And Brady signed him, he's on Brady's, and so they're not going to keep Antonio Pierce. So you'll see prime time down there coaching in Vegas.
You may see prime time if he want to deal with millionaire egotistical players. You got some control over those young men.
Yeah.
But I remember Dion, they asked him a few years ago, he said, I don't want to be dealing with
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, when he go tell that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you look at Brady, and you got to look at Vrabel.
Yeah.
Vrabel might be the replacement
Man.
in Oakland.
And I like Vrabel.
Vrabel, they did him wrong.
They did.
I like Vrabel because he's a hard-nosed coach.
Yeah.
And that's what Dallas need, a Dan Campbell, like hard-nosed, Vrabel-like coach that ain't afraid to get in these players' face and just hold them accountable.
But how can you, when the owner goes right behind you and
Undermine. Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
And I think right now, Jerry is at a place where he's desperate. I've always noticed this. When Jerry get real desperate and get bad enough, he'll bring in a football guy just to right the ship. And then when the football guy start getting credit, that's when he want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Prime example, Parcells. Look at all the players Parcells drafted that's Hall of Famers. The DeMarcus Wares, the Tony Romos, the Jason Wittens, the all of them.
Look at DeMarcus Spears.
Marcus Spears.
Canty,
Yeah.
Colombo.
Yeah.
He brought in people.
Yeah. I mean, he brought in players like literally that knows how to play the game. And he had coaches too. Look at all them coaches that was with them that's head coaches. Sean Payton, Todd Haley, all these people, man. You got to let a guy get in there. The best assistant coach we got on our roster is Al Harris. You think Al Harris is going to stay? Nope.
But, you look at Parcells. Mm-hmm. How did he build that team? He built it in the trenches. Inside out.
Yep.
He got DeMarcus Spears Bill told him, look, don't worry about sacking. You need to have two people trying to block you
every time.
Hold this line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Then he went and got Marcellus Wiley.
Yep.
Marcellus Bill Parcells told him, man, I thought you ain't got it no more. He said, just real honest with him.
Yeah.
And Jerry messed that up when he went and added T.O.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so my deal is I just don't have, it's hard to be a loyal to the Cowboys when you got him always in the way. Do you know what the owner of the Miami Dolphins looks like?
I have no idea.
Outside of Kraft because of the Super Bowls and the dude in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Arthur Blank.
Yeah. I don't really know.
Because Philly, I'm a Philly fan. They only go walk in here right now, man. I wouldn't know who he was.
They let you run the bit.
Yeah.
Jerry got a daily. Why are you doing a press conference with the owner?
Jerry has taken a page out of Al Davis and George Steinbrenner's book. He want to be that type of person. Jerry needs that attention, and the sad reality is Jerry needs that attention, and his son Steven ain't no better.
Right.
Steven ain't no better, man.
The thing about it, we stuck with them, but I will say this about Steven. Steven didn't want to re-sign DeMarcus Lawrence.
Uh-huh.
And DeMarcus Lawrence said, well, I guess I'm going. Steven wouldn't go pay him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pay you one more year. Jerry went in there and said, well, look, Jerry gave him 3 years.
Yeah. For what? What have Lawrence done?
Nothing.
See, that's my thing. Like,
those core players are the reason why you can't beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Why you can't beat the 49ers. They're not physical. Yeah. They get them stats on the Giants and used to get them on the Redskins in weak teams. So they pad their stats. When the Eagles play the Cowboys, when the 49ers play the Cowboys, Michael Parsons is a non-factor. Because get in front of Trent Williams.
Well, this last time they played Philly, Parsons was a factor in this Philly game. This last Philly game he just came. He was a factor. He had
in the first half.
Yeah, he was in the first half, but he also had, like, game last night against the Texans. He had 12 pressures. The dude. I'm not gonna dismiss the Michael Parsons, but I will say Michael Parsons is out of position. He's out of a real coach is saying
he's undisciplined.
That too, but the issue is that he's so this is them. He's just such a stud. We just gonna let him know. Put him where he's gonna be successful. Put him at linebacker where he can play in space. He can blitz every night. Overshawn is showing you that you can play linebacker and still get sacks. You can still get tackles. He coming there like a bullet. You see what I'm saying?
He's just a different cat.
I mean, I just, my thing is why you can't. Now I hate to say this because I know Lee probably watching and listening. That Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, them two linebackers, right?
Yep.
You can't tell me that Michael Parsons and Devarion Overshawn can't be that, if not better, because they two better athletes than them two guys.
Yeah, but you know what? Man, them boys are Frisco.
Yeah, they physical.
They big. They big guys. They got.
They're two different type of linebackers.
Yeah.
I look at Parsons and Overshawn as being the wheels.
Yeah.
Damn near another safety is what they are.
Yeah.
But also the thing that helps Fred Warner, and it was that D line they got, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's
they
what
keep bodies off of them.
Yeah.
I think defensively that Dallas is not that far from being good again. You just got to get some meat up there. You got to get some big boys in the middle, because I'm telling you that Sam Williams, I know I'm saying his name a lot. Sam Williams made plays when he played. Now he a head case.
He's a police case too. Right?
He's a head case.
He fit right in and down.
I mean, but like literally, like when he was coming out of college at Ole Miss, he and Aiden Hutchinson had pretty much the same stats. Aiden Hutchinson went first because he wasn't no troublemaker.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And then Marshawn Nealon, I don't want to discredit what he's doing as a rookie. Before he got hurt in that Pittsburgh game, he was on his way, because those guys, they basically drafted Lawrence's replacements.
But here's what you got to look at too. Okay, you named a lot, and potential mean you ain't done it yet.
Right.
Okay, so they look good. A lot of the young guys get into play looking good. So now you have to do is go plug in some good veterans.
Yeah.
Jerry don't want to play. They don't want to play. They want to get somebody. Well, he's been injured.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the one.
They're gonna deal.
Who like specialists?
But this is what also, you said they're not that far off, but in the division they're trending down. Okay.
Absolutely.
So the Eagles, of course, have trended up.
Mm-hmm.
Washington is trending up.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Giants, their defense, they will get after you. They just need, they finally got smart and got the right thing. They need a quarterback.
They in NFC purgatory.
Right. So, but they're trending, and not flatline. They can go up because their defense, they got that core, that front seven.
Yeah. But we got a mulligan though, Terry, though. We got a mulligan though, because we got injuries at major positions. Like Deron Bland ain't played yet. That's all pro corner.
Okay, this is all right. With that being said, Deron Bland had a great year last year.
Had a good year the year before.
Okay, but Diggs ain't been the same since he been back.
Since he got paid.
Well, this is first year back from that ACL. Normally, it's the second year.
I know, but he ain't sniffing it.
I don't know, man.
And honestly, let's just be real. The year he had all the picks, he gave up the most yards out of any corner in the league.
And then the year after that, he gave up the least amount of yards. Terry.
So what you gonna get?
Huh? After the year he gave up the most of yards, the next year he gave up the least yards. Then the following year he got hurt. This year he ain't giving much that many yards this year. Everybody just judging him because he ain't tackling. He ain't never been no tackler.
Well, see, Coach Terry, I guess you've been knowing him for a long time. The rail is the Cowboys can pour it in a telephone booth if they want to. Diggs is trash.
Hey, I would never accept somebody saying somebody trash. They ain't never played cornerback. Number one. Number two, look at the stats. I'm not saying this because I'm just pulling stuff out the sky. I'm telling you what the stats says.
Okay, so these are what.
Hold on real quick. These are what. I watched the Players podcast that got like Barry Church and all of them. I watch all these other podcasts about they talking actual stats about Trayvon Diggs. It's like only thing they judging Trayvon Diggs about is that he's not tackling. He's not giving all his effort.
Well, I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna get like this. Okay, in those years, Dallas was scoring an abundance of points, right? So they were ahead. So the team that they were playing was having to throw the ball, right?
Yeah.
Now it's not like that. Okay. So he's getting not as many opportunities, but they're actually winning on him. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like what? Winning? When you say winning, like what do you mean?
Like the receivers winning their matchup.
They catching some passes.
They're catching passes. And they're not throwing as much because they're running. They're having so much success running.
Yeah.
So is that Trayvon's fault, though?
He still should be able to play he still should be able to defend the pass. So I'm gonna tell you right now.
The best cornerbacks give up
I get
catches, bro.
So right now we got
Stingley last night gave up 8 catches to CD. Come on now.
Okay. All right. So let's go at it. Let's look at the rookie from Philly. Boy, shutting down everybody. He's shutting down everybody.
So 6 catches. So 6 to 7 catches.
Your cornerback look good too.
So 6 to 7 catches, they still can count as shutdown.
No, he ain't giving up 6 or 7.
Look at the stats. See what CD had against Philly.
They move now. They do move.
When
CD around.
They move CD in the slot.
Like he just standing in
they
front
put him in the
of
slot.
one guy.
What I'm saying, when they on this guy one-on-one, he ain't give it up.
See, he didn't get nothing on Stingley.
You better check the stats.
He didn't get no 8 passes on Stingley.
He had about 4 catches on Stingley.
For a whole 4. How many touchdowns?
Still, how many stops did Stingley have on him? Come on now. Come on. No, because y'all picking out a person that y'all want to say is trash, but y'all looking at the whole thing.
I didn't say CD is trash.
Not looking at the whole
How many
thing.
penalties did CD get? It's 32. You moved. Now it's 37.
That was Philadelphia. That one last night.
He got 3 penalties last night. He got 2 dead ball penalties, and Troy Aikman say, "You can't be doing that. Team struggling. You the franchise wide receiver. You can't be flinching."
So his 3 penalties is the reason why they lost.
Now you being obnoxious now.
Nah, I'm not being. I'm just. So here's how the show works. Here's how the show works. Here's how the show works. When you don't agree with him, you obnoxious. All this stuff. You know, if you don't agree with him,
good.
This is for the record.
I just want to ask him, which game did he watch last night?
I'm just.
I don't see nothing the Cowboys should be
the Cowboys just got a bad
They're just bad
Yeah.
right now.
and for me, man, and everybody know me, I'm a Cowboy hater, man.
It is what it
and guess what? It ain't even fun. This is not even fun.
They're not
right now,
competitive.
man. I need them to be competitive, at least so I can see the downfall.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most enjoyable part about being a Cowboy
The
hater.
beautiful thing is to watch y'all downfall, to watch how Philly gonna fall on their face. That's gonna be
There you go. There you
You know
go.
what?
See, 49ers not gonna make the playoffs. The playoffs is start right now. The 49ers not
Who's in a
in.
worse situation right now? The Cowboys or the 49ers?
49ers, because 49ers got everybody.
I think the 49ers window had closed on them.
Yeah.
You done went to what, three Super Bowls?
Three NFC Championship games.
And you didn't win a championship. That window done closed. Because now Detroit, Philly,
Hey, I'm just saying, Detroit's something serious.
Kyler Murray.
Man, Detroit's
That's
something
what
Forget about me.
Let me tell you, I say San Fran is, even though they at 5-5, they're in a worse situation than the Cowboys because they got all their guys. They don't have no injuries. Only Dre Greenlaw. But they got all their guys.
And now they worry
And they
now
still
the
can't
boss is hurt.
But this is the thing too.
You know, and
In
you
that
got
division,
a quarterback. Do you pay
yeah.
Purdy? Do you pay him?
They only a game out.
They gonna pay him.
They're a game out. So they still got a chance.
They still got to play Detroit. They still got to play y'all. Don't they play y'all?
Now, we don't play them.
They still got to play Detroit. They still got to play Green Bay. They still got to play the Cardinals again. They still got to play. They done with the Rams. They done with the Rams.
They split with the Rams.
Yeah.
They split with the Rams and the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in that division that they're in right now, any of those 4 teams can win that division right now.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray connection is real.
I know, but but it's something about Arizona, man. I just don't trust them in December.
But can I ask y'all a question? The Mike Tyson situation. I don't even want to talk about
Mike Tyson is the winner because he was 58 years old, sparred 16 minutes, and got $20 million.
What leaked out was they told Jake Paul they gonna get paid by the round. If you knock him out in the first 2 rounds, you won't get money. So Jake Paul could have killed him in the first round.
I believe it.
I don't think so. Man, listen. I know Mike
Tyson
Mike
led,
58.
let me
Guess
tell
what? But he hit you the right way.
but
but get hit.
But listen, y'all, what y'all missing? They made sure they had 14-ounce gloves.
Yes.
The heaviest gloves ever.
For a reason.
Nobody won't get hurt. They moved it from 3 rounds
To 2.
to 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Instead of 3 minutes, 2 minutes, right? Then they did eight rounds. So sparring 8 rounds, 2 minutes, 16 minutes. 16 minutes, he got $20 million.
Yeah, I mean, he won.
Yeah.
But Netflix, they hustle the folk.
I want to
Because
fight
then you
Netflix.
start start freezing.
Yeah.
And then they made $14 million at the gate.
Yeah.
It
How
was
much did Jerry
73,000 people.
No, Jerry
How much Jerry got?
Jerry
left
had
for a
the
lick.
cheer. Well, we're gonna let the cheerleaders in there.
He got lick.
They had nothing to cheer about, so they need to cheer.
No, man, I just look at it like this. Mike is a professional.
Mike,
He knows, I know, but guess what? He knows where to hit somebody at to make them go out, bro.
yeah,
And all he needs is one.
yeah.
But he's old.
Yeah,
He's
I get that,
58.
But Terry, I think people put this expectation on Mike like he's the same Iron Mike. I looked at this whole situation as, hey, this is a payday for Mike.
Oh, most definitely.
I look
It's a
at it
business
like
decision.
Jake Paul is not going to ever fight someone that's in his age bracket or has boxing skills. He going to fight all, and the reason why he's not going to do it because he know he can go get money. He know how to promote it. He know he can go get money, and it is what it is. I just, my thing is, I hate the way they try to pin it like Jake Paul, like Mike Tyson gonna kill that boy. He gonna kill that boy.
No,
That boy
man.
30 years younger than him,
Yeah.
man. Come on, man. Man, college football. Your boys had a bye, see you represent.
We had a buy this week. We needed it too after that Georgia Tech.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a lot of stuff that's shaking up.
Man,
In college football.
BYU helped y'all out, bro.
Man, BYU should have lost 2 weeks in a row. Utah should have beat them.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously confident about Colorado because that Kansas team ain't no joke.
They no joke. They underachieved all year.
All
All year.
Now the Utah coach Whittingham, whatever his last name is, he said Colorado's by far is the best team he played thus far. And I'm like, that's saying a whole lot because the way Colorado looked against Nebraska this year at the beginning of the season.
I think that's early. That's early.
But when the way they played in Nebraska, it's hard to say. But you start seeing this steam. They building up this steam. If they can beat Kansas, I know they'll beat Oklahoma State because Oklahoma State then kind of threw in the towel. That Big 12 championship, because here's the crazy thing about it. BYU ain't guaranteed it. They still got to play Arizona State. And
They play Arizona State this week.
Yeah, and Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State.
They still got something to say about it,
Yes.
So I mean, if my Buffs can muster up to get these 2 wins, they got to do it playing defense like they did. Because I sure was like that first pass you do it through. I'm like, Sugar, what you doing, bro? What you doing?
Yeah.
But then that defense game, I'm excited about
So right here, college football.
it. Mm-hmm.
Who's your top 5 teams right now today?
Oregon, Ohio State, Texas.
Now get tricky.
I still say Miami. I only got one loss.
Oh man, I don't know.
They only
I
got
don't say
one
that.
loss, and that was a fluky loss in my opinion. It's a fluky loss.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna say it, man. Alabama, boy, like they so up and down. Like when Alabama's clicking, bro, they tough.
So, but hey,
But
Penn State.
Penn State, yeah, I think Indiana better than Penn State though.
We're gonna find out this week.
Indiana play Ohio State.
Yeah, we're gonna find out this week.
I think, man, don't get.
We're gonna find out this
Hey,
week.
it's some
Indiana.
good football being played in the Big Ten and the SEC.
Yeah, we're gonna find out
Texas,
this week.
I think Texas is right there waiting. They just lurking. They just waiting and lurking because they had that one L to Georgia, and Georgia goes off and lose to Ole Miss. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see, they lost to Alabama, so Texas just lurking. They just waiting because I don't think they have another big test except A&M. A&M is going to be a test.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a test.
Just because of rivalry.
Yeah, just because the rivalry.
They hadn't played in a while,
stuff like that. Yeah, and they playing at Kyle Field. Oregon right now, bro.
And they look vulnerable this week.
They look very vulnerable.
You know, but that, you know what? When you go back and think about it, there has been no college team. They've all had some hiccups where they per se got lucky.
Yeah. I just think the later the loss, the more damaging it is. You know, you can be a one-loss team. Like Texas is a one-loss team. They can go to SEC championship and lose and not even make the playoffs.
Yeah, see, I don't think that should hurt them, though.
You know,
I don't think
that's what Kirby Smart is saying. One of the issues that
title games, they need to leave those as exhibition games, what they are.
Yeah,
and those don't hurt you.
Honestly, I think if you make the title game, you should be in the playoff. Win, lose, because you made it to your title game.
Well, if you know what, in the big conferences, it's going to be like that.
Yeah. See, but in the Big 12, it won't be like that.
No, it won't be like that. The Big 12, ACC, ACC probably will be like that because they'll have probably Miami and SMU playing.
Yeah. I think SEC, Big 10, and ACC may be the only maybe get 2 teams in. So that's what 6 teams right there.
So do you think a 3-loss SEC team should make it? So just say per se Georgia would have lost to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Did Georgia?
Did they beat Tennessee?
Yeah, they beat Tennessee. Good game. Or you think a 3-loss Tennessee should make the playoffs?
Who did Tennessee lose to so far?
Tennessee lost to Georgia and I think Kentucky.
See, that's what's gonna hurt them. That Kentucky loss gonna hurt them.
Yeah, but Kentucky played tough.
I know, but that's gonna hurt them. But you look at Georgia. Georgia took a loss to Alabama and Ole Miss. At the time, Ole Miss was top 10. See, was Kentucky in the top 10? See, they're gonna be looking at stuff like that.
But okay, so now you bring in Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Bama's lost to
Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Vanderbilt beat them. That's the only one, though.
No, they got 2.
Did Georgia beat them? No, they beat Georgia. Who did Bama?
They lose to Texas?
They ain't played Texas.
No?
They ain't played Texas. Bama lost to Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt was the only loss they had.
Oh, they got 2 losses.
They do?
Yeah, they lost to Vandy and they lost to somebody. Vandy was their second loss.
Look it up real quick.
Yeah, let me see. Who Alabama.
So what we're talking about, if a 3-loss SEC team get in the playoffs, see, because we was talking about how the scenarios are setting up, like the SEC gonna have they champion and they runner up gonna make the playoffs because
they lost to Tennessee.
Tennessee, that's right.
Lost to Tennessee.
So you look at the time when Tennessee beat Alabama. Tennessee was what, top 10 at the time?
Yeah, Tennessee was 10. Yes.
So you looking at the only bad loss they had was Vanderbilt, but then they go down there and ramshack LSU in LSU. So
did Tennessee beat Georgia?
No, Georgia beat them.
Yeah, Georgia beat them.
So it's because he asked me who is my top 5 teams, and I said Oregon, Ohio State, Texas. I said Miami, and then there was a toss-up between Penn State and Indiana, and then you still got the SEC schools as well. So I just think that if Miami ain't careful, the boys from Dallas gonna put the balls on.
Miami's defense has not arrived yet.
Yeah.
Offensively, they're there.
They better figure it out.
They need to figure out that defense, man. Because
I'm literally convinced that BYU was a recipient of hadn't lost any games. That's why they had that high ranking.
Yeah.
But man, to see Utah take them really beat them, and then for them to actually get beat by Kansas at home, you know what I mean?
Man, but Utah, man, you know what? You can call them Pac-12 all you want. Utah played like a Big 12 team. I mean, a Big 10 team because they're rugged and they're rough.
And the crazy thing is, Utah had the best defense in the Big 12, and then they go to Folsom Field and get 49 put on them.
That's a whole lot of speed you got to do.
That's a lot of speed.
That's a lot of speed.
And then that coach said Colorado's defense is underrated. They're underrated. Their front seven is like legit. You can tell they actually.
We're gonna find. They got the coaching. We're gonna find out.
So they gotta beat Kansas Saturday. They beat Kansas Saturday. I'm feeling a whole lot more confident because Colorado, that K-State loss, which they should have won, that they gave it up at the end, came back and bit them because K-State done lost again. And so
K-State's scary though, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot, man. How do you feel about? I know we know I'm not Baylor fan, but Baylor became bowl eligible. They didn't quietly kind of put their foot on the gas and salvage their season.
And they still quiet. What you talking about, man?
I know they still.
B. Lou, I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry.
B. Lou, we love you, man.
I'm sorry, man. Love you.
Go Pirates, because I got West Orange Sharks this week. That's the rematch. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta put y'all hands on them.
Hey, my boys ain't ready. I talked to my boy. He said they ready. So we gonna see. We gonna see.
They had to see it. They had to see it.
Yes, sir.
Man, in other news, man, I want to send a congratulations to Jaden Jackson, who committed to Wyoming.
Awesome.
Out of Franklin, man. Hey,
awesome.
People sleep on Wyoming, man. Wyoming is a Division I school, man, and they got good weather during football season.
Listen, man. All you kids out there, it don't matter if it's Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, JUCO. You know what? Better yourself. Go get that education, okay? And you get to play a little ball with it. So take advantage of it. Use your tools to get where you got to get to.
And anytime they can give you money that you ain't got to take student loans out, that's a win.
Yes, win.
What conference is Wyoming in?
I think they in the
Big West.
I think Big Sky, something like that. Yeah. They play against it's so much realignment going on. They're gonna probably realign again at the end of this year.
Probably so.
Now, in high school playoffs, did Midway win the other night?
No, sir. Midway had 10 players that was out due to injury for the remainder of the season, the game before the playoff game. That's why they had lost to Coppers Cove in week 10. They started quarterback out. They 2 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, safeties. I mean, they had injuries at the wrong time, like season-ending injuries at the wrong time.
I want to say the only local teams that are still left in it is what, La Vega, Mark, Gatesville.
Yeah, that's it.
I think Gatesville.
I was kind of disappointed in University.
I don't know why. I don't know why. See, because Fort Bend Marshall's they've been a hammer the last 5 years. Fort Bend, they had a 6'6", 215-pound quarterback. That's a junior. They had a track team on the outside. Their offensive line looked like a 6'8" line. Them boys, and they came in with jackets that said BMF, not Black Mafia family, but Ben Marshall football.
Oh, really?
And it was, I mean, just even if when you next time you talk to K-Ron will tell you, it's just sometimes you run into a buzzsaw. Sometimes you run into some teams that's better. And they was the 3rd place team in their district.
That's just
the team that won that district beat them 42-7. So it's,
And a lot of times what I've experienced here in Waco, from every time a school lose, they go blame the coach.
There it is.
I remember when La Vega, I went to the state championship game when little Kenny Coleman was playing. They played Prosper.
Yeah, up there at Texas
Stadium. Okay, the guy fumbled 3 times. They threw 2 interceptions. And all you hear at the barbershop was, this is coach, box can't coach.
Yeah.
The boy fumbled the ball. You fumbled the ball 3 times.
You got to execute.
I do you one better. 2006 when Waco High went to state game. They said Tusa lost that game. No, Tusa didn't. Tusa didn't drop that touchdown before halftime in the end zone. Tusa called the play for that boy Salute to run a 96-yard touchdown. It is what it is. Sometimes
was he the coach?
Tusa was the coach. It just boils down to it. Sometimes you play against a team that know how to make adjustments. That's just better than you. Lamarck had a 6'4" receiver going against a 5'10" corner.
Yeah, you can't.
Either I'm gonna catch it, or I'm gonna get a pass interference. It is what it is.
It's all about matchup.
Yeah.
Now you from here, Jerry?
Yes, sir. La Vega boy.
Now my problem with Waco High is, you think the Cowboys got a beast to climb out? Is there any help for them?
It really is. What's happened? See, over the last few years, is that historically, Waco kids, and I'm not just saying Waco High kids, Waco kids in general, they're rough around the edges, but they need sports to keep them connected. And so we got so many athletes that's just walking around the hallways that's been kicked out of football. And a lot of those kids that have been kicked out of football live on the east side. And so we can't wait till next semester when those kids can get a fresh start. We even got those kids saying, hey, man, I want a fresh start. So when you cap athletes who you can't tame and you can't control, I just eliminate. I just get them out the way. I deal with these 34 kids that ain't gonna say nothing back to me and not gonna, you know.
So how do you? What's the happy medium with that? Because I know at one point you got to build a culture, right?
Yeah.
And you want the culture, quote unquote, this way in this box. You have a kid that's outside the box.
I'm gonna show you when you get done. I'm gonna show you.
Okay. How you do it. Now, I'm like Mike Tomlin when it comes to this. Sometimes, well, I ain't gonna say sometimes. Those players that are dogs, or those players, they got a long leash. Okay, right?
I'm telling you.
I mean, they have a lot. You know, like you say, you know, you want to coach everybody the same. If coach says they coach everybody the same, they lying because you don't.
Let me tell you something. What Jimmy Johnson said, Jimmy Johnson had the superstar rules and you regular Joe rules.
Yes,
you know,
exactly right.
The way, and I've been standing on my soapbox the last 4 of these 5 years since this administration have been there, that I get it that these kids may not fit what you're trying to build, but don't throw those kids away. Let them kids stay connected to the program. Let them work out. Let them practice. Let them run. If they can't get right, let them run. Let them feel like they, you know, because once you throw them away, the street's going to be just like this. Come on, we got you.
But
when they go to the streets, it's over.
But is it as easy as a conversation?
Absolutely. And a relationship building piece.
You know what? Hey, man, here, man, let me holler at you. And just keep it a buck, right?
Absolutely. Like they had a fight. Like at the last game of the season, Brian Rudder started a big old fight at the end of the game. You had players that's, you know, coaches couldn't control them players. Me and a couple of dads, a couple of staff went out there. Hey, get your butt in the locker room. Get your butt in the locker room. I don't care how mad you is. Get your butt in the locker room. They get in their locker room. One stand outside the locker room, just sitting up there pacing and all that stuff. One of the coaches say, hey, man, get dressed in there. The kid said, no, I'm good. I'm getting dressed right here. No, get in the locker room. I'm getting dressed right here. Going on. I looked at him. I said, boy, you lost your mind. Get your butt in the locker room or it's going to be an issue between me and you. All right, Snip, I got you. It's that piece where if you don't build a relationship with those kids, you can't expect to get nothing out of those kids. And you can't be afraid to be an adult to these kids, you know.
True.
And that's part of the programming issue that's going on over there. I think
it's going on everywhere. You have and you know, shout out to B. Lou, man. Me and B. Lou have real conversations about this all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is the relationship, and you have to know, as from a coach's perspective, you got to know that kid and how he operates, and the kid has to know how the coach operates.
Right. And
you got to be able to meet at a respectable place.
Man, we have a freshman quarterback that's going to be the future. After the last game, my buddy Alfred Freeman, shout out to Alfred Freeman, was driving home. The boy was walking. He asked me, he said, man, where you stay? So I stay on 4th Street, and he right there on New Road, about to turn, walking towards there. Stay on 4th Street. Man, get in this truck. Come on. Let us know when you need we'll come pick you up. How long it take you to walk there? It take me an hour and a half to walk from home to school.
Man.
4th Street over there by the zoo. He called the coach. He said, hey, man, you know, what's his face is don't have a ride? Oh, I didn't know that. You got to have a pulse of everything that's going on in your program, especially if that's your quarterback, that's your future. You got to be intentional about knowing what's going on with these kids. This thing is bigger than X's and O's over there. They really got we really got issues at Waco High that a lot of kids don't have to deal with. You know, they know where they're going to eat. They know their parents going to be there to pick them up, but it's going to get there. It's going to get better because you got to get the right person in there that cares about the community. We even talked about, hey man, you know they got that park over there by Carl, but let's just take some barbecue pits over there and run football camps. They see your stuff, you know, meet them parents, get to know these kids. Let's go over here to the Dewey. They got that big old park. Let's do that. Let's be visible in the community. They won't do it. They think the community should come to them instead of them going to the community. So it's a lot, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better because we got some guys, some alumni guys that's coming in. My son gonna be there next year. When he graduate this summer, he gonna be there next year. You know, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna get there. And on that note, y'all, we got 2 minutes left, and we got our last part words.
Say, man.
We didn't have that.
We didn't
have that nut.
Bang, bang.
Dang. We didn't have him here. But we'd like to thank y'all for joining in the Aftermath Sports Show with the Not Ready for Primetime Players. It's been a pleasure this week. Listen, the next couple of weeks, we're not going to be here next week because we have the turkey giveaway, the Thanksgiving box giveaway. And then the following week, we're going to come back the following week after Thanksgiving. I believe so. We'll come back after Thanksgiving. We'll be back on it. By then, we'll have 2 weeks worth of football games that has transpired. Hopefully, we can talk some noise. I just want to smile again with my cowboy. But I just want to just smile. I ain't been nowhere else. But this is Coach Stimmy coming from you with Coach Terry.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Hey man, y'all have a blessed
Fry, Eagles, fry.
Fry, Eagles, fry. And we got Mr. C behind the ones and twos. He is the resident Texan of the season this year. We thank y'all for joining us. Please like and share. Follow us on YouTube. Check us out, man. We're just trying to get this good, wholesome content to all of y'all. Till the next time, y'all have a good one. We see you later.
Appreciate y'all.
We still them boys.
They not.